Hi guys, welcome to Inner Fire. This is Lily, and today I'm going to be talking about having a winning mindset, especially when you're going into the job interview. I know from experience that a job interview is a very frustrating process, right? You can go on for months, you can send in hundreds of applications, and it somehow seems to gone into a black hole and you don't really hear back from them. Or when you do, you study really, really hard to prepare for interview, and then you don't pass it, and they don't even tell you why, right? So for me, it's a very frustrating process because it tends to brings out the worst of my fears and my insecurities. It makes me feel like, I'm not good enough, and it makes me doubt myself a lot. So, but that was the past, and I want to, address this. Having a winning mindset is one of the most important because for me, a job search, especially for a meaningful job search, is more like running a marathon and not so much a sprint, right? So the first thing is that when I go into this sort of job interview, I tend to put on a learning mindset. That means I'm here to learn more about everything. I'm here to learn more about the companies. I'm here to learn about the products. I'm here to learn about the trends, the people, and most importantly, I'm here to learn about myself. So for me, the job interview process is a feedback mechanism. The more I do research about a company or the products, and if I get really excited, I'm like, wow, this company is going to change the world. They're going to disrupt this industry. I love what they're doing, or like there's a clear alignment between my passion. Like for me, I love healthy eating, and this company is really helping people to live a better life. Then I get so excited, right? And I don't know everything out there. So the more that I think about a job search as a process to learn about what I like, what I don't like, the better. And sometimes I do come across companies, and I have gotten in the past job offer from companies where I'm not so excited about, and I end up taking those jobs anyway because that's what the next thing came along, and I regretted those decisions, right? So to really think about this is that you spend a good 8 hours a day at work, and traveling time back and forth and all that. So let's not just settle for a job offer that comes your way, like any job offer that comes your way. Being working professionals for more than 15 years now, I actually finally have the courage to choose. And I encourage you to choose yourself. And what that means is that, dig deep, do your research, find out what you really like, chart your own path, chart your own course, map out your own plans. Choose what you really want to do, narrow down to 3 or 5 companies that you really want to go after, and then use my other videos on how to use LinkedIn, how to research about company, how to write your resume to get your way in, and just put on a mindset that no matter what's happened, I'm going to work for this company. Right? So that's what I encourage you to do, and don't just settle, because settling is like, after a while, for me at least, like getting into my 30s, I think back and I think, wow, settling is like a lot of wasting time. And one of my favorite quote is that some people say they have 20 years of working experience, but it's actually 1 year repeated 20 times. And I definitely want you to avoid getting into that situation. And so for me, when I view the entire process as a learning process, it takes a lot of pressure off. And I know that it's quite hard because you have a lot of obligations, financial applications, and then maybe your friends are getting really fancy jobs, and then you worry, and you like to compare and all these things. But at the end of the day, stay strong. I think it's really important to just have the courage to change, to pick. Now, the other things that I found to be really useful in this process is be grateful. Be grateful for the opportunities you're given, right? Like, for example, you apply for a job and you get an interview and it didn't go anywhere. And when you go into the interview room, you just kind of like, you're treating the interviewer almost like the person that's blocking you from your job, right? Now, I have the opposite mindset. Just be grateful that they actually give you an interview. Think about this: one position, there may be 200 people applying for that position, and then at the same time, if you already got an interview, that means they narrow it down to only maybe 3 to 10 people that they're interviewing. That means you are among a very small group of people. And if they're giving you the time, 30 minutes of their time, or maybe even an hour or 2 hours of their time, that's really valuable time that they could be using doing something else. But instead, they spend it on you because they see the potential in you. So even if you don't get the job interview, still write the most thankful thank you letter to them. Wish them all the very best for their future. Just be really thankful. And when you are thankful and grateful, you just feel better about the whole experience. You don't hate anyone, And so for me, being grateful is helped me to stay very positive. So the last thing that I want to highlight is that I would view this entire process as an opportunity to make new friends. And yes, you heard me correctly. Like, how can a job interview help you make new friends? Actually, I made so many new friends. First, by like going on LinkedIn, asking for help, reaching out to people in the industry, within the industry, and you can watch my other video about it. And people are so nice. They give you 15, 20, 30 minutes of their time. They advise you on how to prepare for your job. And so I invite them, if you ever come by where I live, I'm happy to show you around. I'm happy to help you back. So I actually made a lot of new friends. Now, I actually done also the impossible, it seems, which is I actually made friends with the people that are the interviewers. I interviewed with this really large internet company, 18 rounds total for 4 different positions. And one position, there were 5 people in that interview room. 4 accepted me and 1 did not, so I didn't pass, right? But then at the same time, I still reached out to all 5 of them, personally thank them, send them thank you emails, thank you handwritten cards. And they came back and they said, look, it didn't work out, but we really like meeting you, let's have coffee. And I did, and they're still my friends to this day. That helped me to connect to other people. And so coming in the experiences, don't think, oh, you know what, they're here just to block me, or they're here to just test me. But think of them as a peer. They have a job to do, and your job is to make their job easy, right? So I hope that during this process, if you have the mindset that you're here to learn, and you have the mindset to be grateful, and you're here to make new friends, then you're gonna have a lot more fun in this process. And no matter what, you are still a winner, because you have learned so many new things and make new friends, right? So I wish you all the very best. And if you have any questions at all, just call me. Just find me on LinkedIn and Facebook, and I'd be very happy to answer your questions. Cheers.